Good afternoon, Trump's family. Welcome back to my channel. Have a good day, everyone, and God bless you. Alright, the following is a collection of news from Patriots. Now we will come to today's news. And it looks like Adam Kinguser is a little upset, because all the people he endorsed last against Trump candidates, who would have thought people actually voting for people that aligned with the values of America First and MAGA and things like that, instead of the America Last policies that people like Adam Kinguser represents, who would have thought that anybody would want to be near this loser along with Liz Cheney, right? Well, this guy doesn't seem to see the writing on the wall, but he continues to yell out there. And of course, the blue checkmarks on Twitter are more than happy to comfort him in his coping sessions. Lose big loser. Cheney wasn't alone in her misery. Adam Kinguser was also humiliated. And he is scared. He's scared for the Republic. He says, everyone listen to this. But the bottom line is, I think this is sending a very strong message that this isn't your dad's Republican Party anymore. This isn't a party that's committed to truth. This is a party that's committed to conspiracy. Mark, in your guests had said something about, people in Congress now don't really believe it. I don't think they do believe the big lie in the conspiracies. What I worry about is the next generation of people that have just been elected, they're gonna be here next year. They do believe these conspiracies. That's very frightening. Okay, coming from the same group of political party, the Democrats who have rejected and lied about every election day of last back in 2000. Remember, it was Al Gore won, he's the real president, right? Then in 26, then 2001 of the four again, John Kerry was robbed and George Bush didn't win. And then, of course, when Trump wins in 2016, he's illegitimate, Russians interfered, etc. See, that's all okay. All those conspiracy theories are okay. Denying those electoral results are okay. Because the Democrats and the mainstream media parent and echoed, and that's all right. But if you have any questions about any other elections that took place, then you, my friends, aren't a conspiracy theorists. And you should not be allowed to have any say in what's going on in our government. See, these people absolutely hate you, people like Adam Kinguser and Liz Cheney and all of these elitist punks out there in Congress, and then media and corporations. They absolutely hate you. They hate your values. They don't see you more than anything than just somebody to make sure they stay in power, because that's what they enjoy. They don't want you to be able to actually have a voice. They don't want you to actually have to be independent of them. They want to be involved in every single thing. And they want to tell you how to do it, when to do it. And if you're allowed to do it, that's who they are. These people are Adam Kinguser and his ilk. So when Adam Kinguser is scared for the Republicans' gear for the Republican Party because people aren't plugged in that are not like John McCain and Mitt Romney, my gosh, we're in a crisis. See, that's why he's allowed on MSNBC. This is why he's allowed on CNN, because he's willing to trash the Republican Party. He's willing to trash the voters, he's willing to trash Trump, he's willing, and it goes way beyond Trump. By the way, this goes way beyond Trump. This goes to the root of the voter of the people who they absolutely hate. People that are Christian, people who are, lift up American values, things like that, American greatness, our founding fathers, our founding documents. Our nation is a great nation no matter how hard these people try to tear it down and tell you otherwise. And this is why people like Adam King is there, who is a little baby, who's a little cry baby, will sit there and come out and show for the Democrat Party because he absolutely agrees with their position of hating Americans. And a lot of people have been questioning whether or not they should still support President Donald Trump. After this FBI situation, after the conflict that has occurred, people are questioning, and I'm here right now today to say we should stand behind Trump. Why should we stand behind Trump, ladies and gentlemen? Because the man stood behind us when it was time to run for office and put everything on the line. I'm just explaining to the people that may be watching this that are confused. They have done this 1,000 times. Donald Trump is not a new person of interest for the left and the political swamp. Every single person that may be opposed to their agenda, they are going to attack, they are going to come after, they are going to be relentless. They are going to weaponize certain organizations to try to thwart the reputation of somebody. All you have to do is go back and look at Clarence Thomas. What did they do to Clarence Thomas when the rubber hit the road? They could not stand to see a strong man be in the Supreme Court who was a conservative. So what did they do? They bring out what Anita, or whatever her name was, and try to thrust his reputation into turmoil by alleging that he has something nefarious going on with that woman, we can continue to go down the path each and every time. And we shall see that when good men are trying to do something positive, they want to come after you, they want to attack you. And I want us as a messenger, and as a leader in the community, we have to stand up and support Trump. A lackluster support of Donald Trump at this point is a victory for the left. Why is it a victory for the left? Because we know that they have no real intentions to do what's right in this investigation. They have no intentions. Because if there was real intentions, when they first did the raid, they would have come out. The President of the United States of America right now would have come out and made a statement to make it very clear that this is an unbiased investigation into a former president. This is not what they chose to do. They chose to come out and be sneaky and not be transparent with the American people. They would have been transparent with the affidavit. We should not be trying to request the unsealing of an affidavit that explains vividly why they want to go and raid a former president of the United States who has had cooperation, or at least have been cooperative in the past. These things, ladies and gentlemen, are so clear to me. And I think we should stand behind Trump, and we should support him. If Trump has locked us and deceived us, and it's unequivocal evidence that that is true, then I can say you can have something negative to say about President Trump. But outside of that, we should be in a mode of supporting President Trump. They want us to be divided. They want us to fall apart in our commitment. And I think that there's nobody else that could have saved America, like President Trump, nobody else that could have gotten in that position in 2016. And take the hits that Donald Trump took and make the accomplishments that he did when everybody was against him. The accomplishments that President Trump rolled out when people were turning on him while they were actively in his face, turning their back on President Trump. They did years of investigating with the FBI and others and yielded no results. How do they push these things in the media? How are they saying that he has some dealings with the Russian government to get himself into place? They go out and complain about people who deny what happened. You know what the thing in 2020, but they don't talk about the people who did not what happened in 2016. We have to understand that this is not only a physical but a spiritual battle. And we have to show endurance and perseverance to overthrow the negative and the demonic forces that I believe it's coming from the left. Donald Trump is not God. Trump is not perfect. But Trump, in my opinion, had the right motives to support what we were trying to do in the United States of America. And I haven't been looking at the comments, but I had to get that out there. It's 8 o'clock at night going online. And it doesn't matter how many people are watching, I feel that it is invaluable for us to have this conversation. For us to be transparent about our support. We need to support President Trump, no matter what the cost, unless the man is lying to us and being deceptive. But at this point, we have no evidence that he's lying. We have no evidence that he is willing to betray the American people. He has been standing up on 10 toes and they're coming after him. Should they have impeached him the first time? No, they shouldn't have. We all know that. That was a made-up, fabricated situation between him and the Ukrainian president. We saw the transcript. The Ukrainian president said there was no there. They didn't have a problem with what Trump said. But then somehow our government had a problem with what Trump said. They impeached him. And then we know about the 6th. I disagree with them wholeheartedly on their presentation on that. I don't think they have merit. I don't think they're acting in good faith. And I honestly believe that Trump will persevere. And we stand up for Trump. Because this is going to lead to the next evolution of Republicans moving forward. If we let them take him down, and we turn our back on him when they have an investigation where they don't want to release the affidavit. In any investigation, that affidavit is the most important part of the element of evidence that they got in order to search his residence. We will know exactly what they put in the affidavit. Why do we want to know about the affidavit this time? Because they did the same thing with the FISA warrant. They have false and fake fabricated information to gain a FISA warrant and to search, to spy on Donald Trump and to surveil American citizens. We know that source came from the false dossier. So when we see what happened here, with this particular investigation, and we read the affidavit, we're gonna see what evidence that you have to believe that Donald Trump had possession of XYZ. And the American people are gonna have a front row seat to see if this was legitimate or not legitimate. I just had to get that off my chest tonight, because we got to stand strong, we got to stand firm. And then when it's time for Donald Trump to get in there and do his thing, and he's out of his term, We can put in another person, but we can't let them defeat us. Because this is trying to attack the man. They want to disparage and ruin his character. Now, I'll say this before the world, that if there's an inclination that Donald Trump has been lying to us, and being deceptive, then that's a different story. They're gonna have to come out with unequivocal evidence that Donald Trump has been doing something that can hurt the American people, before I changed my mind, and I'll come back and make a video and say, look, man, I don't support people that lie like that. But from what I see, and what I've been exposed to, it seems like Donald Trump is doing what's right and we need to stand by him. They want the man in prison so bad. They want him not to run for president so bad because he is a legitimate threat to them, not to us. You listen to Liz Cheney, and all these other people. What are they talking about? They're talking about going against Trump. They don't care nothing about supporting us. They have a vindictive vendetta against Donald Trump. And it goes beyond politics, as personal. The swamp is after Trump because he has them scared. I think he does. Do you guys not believe that this is the Trump book in America? Do you see the candidates that Trump endorsed? I would argue like 80% of them won. In Arizona, Karen Taylor Rosen versus Kari Lake. Kari Lake don't have any political experience. But she won every single county. She was outspent. 18-1. Contara Roberson spent almost $20 million. Here, Lake spin 3. Ken Robinson was endorsed by the current governor of the state of Arizona, who won his election by like 300,000 votes. She was also endorsed by the vice president of the United States who ran with Trump. So you know, we could go down the list. People are sick of these lame politicians. That's what it comes down to, they're sick of it. Let me see. Let's see voting Dr. Oz in Pennsylvania this fall. We got to vote the Republican. I don't care. At this point. If you made it to this point, you got to vote Republican. And say he's not supporting Trump in 2024. It feels like giving up letting them win. Because that's all that this about, just stop him and break up the base 100%. We can't give them a victory. They don't act in a good faith. If Donald Trump actually did something wrong, this has to be the most transparent investigation of all time. They should make it very clear what their motives were. They should make it very clear what evidence they have. The American people deserve to know why you raided a former president of the United States of America. We deserve to know. We deserve to know if the guy is doing something when supposed to be doing. But in my opinion, I feel like they don't want you to know, because then you will find out they're doing another thing like they did before, where they fabricate information, and then they have some lame excuse. And then you have a judge that had to recuse himself of an incident, and he was our court hearing he was involved in or could have been involved in with Donald Trump's in a civil court. He had to recuse himself because he talking all this trash about Trump on social media. And now it's the person that signed the warrant to let them go into Donald Trump's personal residence. It makes absolutely no sense. But we shall see. The judge has ordered that they unsealed the affidavit and present it for redactions. Reminds you, they may justify redacting the whole thing. But if they don't redact it, and it's been sent, then we will see exactly what's going on. But ladies and gentlemen, I had to come live tonight because I had to get this off my chest. I had to make the statement be known that we need to stand behind Trump and we need to trust God. God is first. And then we could trust God that He's sending the right people to represent us in a proper manner. There's not one single Democrat that I can think of that is acting in the best interest of the United States of America, in the political realm. And the political leadership. They're there. They're not doing anything for our country. They're literally leveraging our money to pass all of this, all of these pet projects they have. And stuff that they want to introduce that has no legitimacy in our country. Ladies and gentlemen, give me your thoughts below. And hit subscribe right now. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you.